Hey YouTube family, it's your girl Cindy. Welcome back to my channel. On this channel, we break down relationship dynamics in real life and on TV. Check out my playlist in the description after this video. Please take a moment to click that subscribe button, y'all. Every subscriber matters. I am really trying to grow on YouTube, so help your girl out. Today, I will be reviewing Married at First Sight, Season 13, Episode 16. So it is week 7 and the couples are talking to their family and friends, and some of them go on their last date together before D-Day, aka Decision Day, but it'll probably be Divorce Day for most of these couples. Before we jump right in, please take a moment to click that like button as you listen to this recap because your support is greatly appreciated. So we're going to get started with Girla, aka Micheala and Gil. Micheala sat down with her friend and she admits that she is a handful and that she's grateful to have been matched with Gil because he's been very patient with her. But of course, the topic of lifestyle comes up, and I really wonder what lifestyle means to Micheala. She doesn't really strike me as a quote-unquote bougie chick, so I wonder what exactly is it about her lifestyle that she is not willing to change besides going shopping. She tells her friend that her and Gil's finances are drastically different and she wanted someone who was more established, which I can understand, but the quote-unquote American dream gives us all an illusion that having an established career defines who we are, but it really doesn't, because at any time an employer can let you go and, quote-unquote, thank you for your services in my Shawnee O'Neal voice, which means they no longer need you, and a lot of people find themselves starting over. I don't know Gil's full background, but Micheala told her friend he had just became a firefighter and that they are not on the same page career-wise, which is something that may cause a breakdown in their marriage. They go on a roller skating date and they talk about Decision Day. The topic of lifestyle comes up again. And in my opinion, Gil is doing the most. I do believe he has some insecurities about her making more money than him. And based on his upbringing, he believes the man should pay for everything. And I don't think that Micheala is trying to put pressure on him to match her energy when it comes to finances. She just wants to live the way she has been living, but she wants to have a partner to live that life. And I don't understand why Gil is so adamant about her scaling back. He mentions that she needs to learn how to appreciate the little things in life, which I definitely feel is true, but she is financially stable and she can afford the finer things in life, so I'm not sure what the problem is. He may be feeling intimidated, which is something he needs to work on instead of projecting onto Micheala. I do believe they can make this marriage work. Gil has to do the work on his ego, and Micheala certainly should work on her Debbie Downer attitude. If they both are willing to do the work, they have what it takes to have a successful marriage, in my opinion. I hope they both do say yes on Decision Day because they need more time to see if they can sort out their financial differences. I don't think 8 weeks is enough time to really dive deep and figure out whether or not they can make this financial situation work for them. Next, we have Zack and Micheala. Micheala sat down with her sister and tells her how Zack invited her out to lunch after they had their second session with Dr. Pepper last week. Then he asked her to stay the night, which she did, of course. Zack is sending mixed messages, in my opinion, and Micheala enjoys that vitamin D way too much, which is unfortunate because it is clouding both of their judgments. Decision Day is going to be interesting with these two since they're so hot and cold. Zack spoke to Gil about what happened at the couples retreat with quote-unquote Hurricane K, and he mentioned that she had held herself accountable for what had happened, and he's glad that they're on speaking terms. Zack, to me, is a walking contradiction, and he's very confused. He really needs to take some time to figure out what he really wants. 1 minute, he speaks very highly of Micheala, and then in the next breath, It's like he can't handle her. He doesn't want to do this with her. Marriage with her is so hard. Which one is it, Zack? Make it make sense, Zack. I just don't understand, and I can't wait to see what happens with these two on decision day. On to Brett and Ryan. So Ryan admits to his friend it was disrespectful of him to quote unquote re-download the dating app, but he didn't apologize to Brett when she called him out on it last week, and he had the nerve to move out of the shared apartment without talking to her, which was really rude. I always just never really saw it for Ryan. I always felt like he had these tendencies that were not so Mr. Nice Guy. Brett is offended by Ryan's resistance to take accountability for his actions when he's wrong, as she should be. He is very immature and needs to go to therapy to work on his personal issues. I believe he came on Married at First Sight to fill the void of losing his best friend. He says he wants marriage, but he is not ready, nor does he have what it takes to be a husband at this point. The man can't even bring himself to have difficult conversations or actually apologize for being a jerk. He tried to, quote unquote, apologize to Brett about the whole dating app situation for last episode, but I never even heard him say, I am sorry. He just spoke in circles as he usually does, and every time he starts talking, I am ready to go to sleep. Brett mentioned that her overall feeling is that she is disappointed, well, sometimes angry, which is understandable because Ryan treated her in a way that was unnecessary, and she didn't deserve how he acted towards her. And then the ultimate disrespect of downloading that app was just doing the most. He kept saying to the group how he respected her and that she's a great person, but I don't feel like he was a great person to her. And it's been very heartbreaking to watch. So hopefully they'll be the first ones to go next week on decision day to put us out of our misery so they can say no and go their separate ways and find who they are meant to be with. Next, we have Bao and Johnny. Bao tells her friend she is open and that she can have a forgiving heart towards Johnny if he decides that he's going to fully commit on decision day, which I think is just kind of a little too late at this point. Johnny talks to his buddies and he says that things pretty much started to go south during the honeymoon, and he kept seeing things he didn't like, so he started to distance himself. Just like Zack, Johnny is a walking contradiction as well. Johnny's friends think he looks distraught, but also think he needs to learn how to stop being so unreasonable. They encourage him to not make any rash decisions during a period of unhappiness, but Johnny has constantly been finding ways to be unhappy with Bao, and it's unfortunate. He needs to go to therapy and work on himself instead of always pointing the finger at Bao. During their last date before decision day, Johnny had his head hanging low, and it was so annoying to watch. It's like he angers me, but I also feel bad for him because he does have a lot of issues. He has a lot of self-work to do, and I hope he will get the help that he needs to become a better version of himself following this process. And Bao will find the man that will cherish her and treat her well and give her all that she deserves. Lastly, we have Rachel and Jose. Rachel tells her friend there are lots of pros and that Jose is consistent with his behavior. Her major cons with him are his listening, lack of accountability, and being hesitant to apologize when he is wrong, which I feel are major red flags in my book. Rachel admitted that she is probably being naive and thinking he won't lock her out again, but I really hope he doesn't do that because that was just crazy. Jose tells his friend that things are going great, but his cons are faithfulness and her ability to run when things get tough, as he still doesn't take accountability for why she said she couldn't be his wife and wanting to leave after he locked her out. Rachel mentioned she feels like she's on a roller coaster of emotions. Well, child, this whole season has been a heck of a roller coaster for everyone, viewers included. During their final date before decision day, they discussed going on trips once again, and he made a reference about social media being the reason why people, well, singles are trying to YOLO. And again, he is showing his inability to listen to what his wife is expressing that she feels she needs. Rachel even tried to compromise by saying that they could do a big trip every other year. Initially, she was talking about taking a big trip once a year. I wish she would have asked him why is he so resistant to budgeting for the trip, since he's got his whole life planned out on that damn whiteboard. He just needs to add in one more line for trips. I'm not sure if he's just trying to be cheap or if he really is just against traveling outside of the US. Either way, Jose's listening skills are not improving and things are just up in the air for these two. So decision day for them is going to be interesting as well. In this episode, the group gathers together to play pool and have some drinks. Gil, of course, started with his line of questioning, asking the group what would make them say no on decision day. Bao said it takes two people to start and sustain a marriage, but just one person to end the marriage, which I feel is so true. And then Zack piped up with his foolishness about what yes versus no on decision day means to him. And both Bao and Micheala were on the same page, saying they were basically all set if they received a no on decision day because it signifies rejection and that the person is pretty much done. Bao, in her confessional, says that she feels Zack is a smart person, but she doesn't understand his line of logic, and she thinks Zack wants the world to know he's no longer married, but keep Micheala on the side, which I thought was hilarious and interesting because Zack is just trying to be slick. Johnny and Zack actually both admitted they realized during this process that they thought they were calm, cool, and collected, but it's clear they're emotional wrecks, and in my opinion, none of these couples are going to make it, even if any of them say yes on decision day. I'm just so glad the finish line is finally around the corner, y'all. It's been a long season. What are your thoughts about this episode? Comment below. Please click that like button and join me here next week for decision day. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.